Law 26. Keep your hands clean. Part 2. Make use of the cat's paw. In the fable, the monkey grabs the paw of his friend the cat and uses it to fish chestnuts out of the fire, thus getting the nuts he craves without hurting himself. If there is something unpleasant or unpopular that needs to be done, it is far too risky for you to do the work yourself. You need a cat's paw, someone who does the dirty, dangerous work for you. The cat's paw grabs what you need, hurts whom you need, and keeps people from noticing that you are the one responsible. Let someone else be the executioner or the bearer of bad news while you bring only joy and glad tidings. It's a fable called A Fool and a Wise Man. A wise man walking alone was being bothered by a fool throwing stones at his head. Turning to face him, he said, "My dear chap, well thrown. Please accept these few francs. You've worked hard enough to get more than a mere thanks. Every effort deserves its reward." So he pretty much paid this man for throwing stones at him. "But see, that man over there, he can afford more than I can. Present him with some of your stones, they'll earn a good wage." Lured by the bait, the stupid man ran off to repeat the outrage on the other worthy citizen. This time, he wasn't paid in money for his stones. Up rushed the serving man and seized him, thrashed him, broke all of his bones. In the courts of kings, there are pests like this, devoid of sense. So stupid ass people in today's generation, in other words, just stupid people. They'll make their master laugh at your expense. To silence their cackle, should you hand out rough punishment? Maybe you're not strong enough. Better persuade them to attack somebody else who can more than pay them back. Selected Fables, Jean de La Fontaine. It's a perfect example of persuading, of not doing the dirty work yourself, and persuading the fool, very simply, to find someone else. And then you're basically finding someone else to complete the action you were going to complete, but you were not willing to for whatever reason. And therefore, you do not take responsibility. That man does not take responsibility for the thrashing that the fool was given. I think it's brilliant. I really like that fable. Keys to Power. Robert writes, "As a leader, you may imagine that constant diligence and the appearance of working harder than anyone else signifies power. Actually, though, they have the opposite effect. They imply weakness. Why are you working so hard? Perhaps you are incompetent and have to put in extra effort just to keep up. Perhaps you are one of those people who does not know how to delegate and has to meddle in everything. The truly powerful, on the other hand, seem never to be in a hurry or overburdened." Now, as there's flaws in this. I believe there's flaws in this. The last sentence he said, however, truly powerful, never seem to be in a hurry or overburdened. I think there's some truth to that, because to always be in a hurry, to always be impatient, and to be kind of neurotic in your actions, going from one to the next to the next to the next, can be seen as crazy. Right? You be seen as fucking crazy by doing that, and that's how I get how the truly powerful seem more in control and patient, and adopt more of a philosophic, stoic state, if that makes sense. But I disagree that it's important, the appearance of working harder than anyone else implies a weakness to other people. I disagree. I agree that it can stimulate questions of curiosity and vain, like, why are you working so hard? Like, maybe you're trying to cover something up. I agree that can happen, but I don't think that really matters in the scope of things. In the end, your actions will prove all of that wrong if you are living true to your values, and if you're authentic, and if you're successful in the end. And a perfect example of an individual in our today, entrepreneur, philanthropist, investor, Gary Vaynerchuk. Type his name in Google. I've talked about him before. He's basically documenting his whole life now. He's now documenting pretty much nearly every day of his life in what's called the Daily V. Okay, he has one of his employees walking around with him everywhere he travels around the world, recording him, chopping up the video, making incredible videos, and is documenting his 16-hour workdays, his 18-hour workdays, right? From 5 a.m. when he wakes up to go to the gym or play basketball, to midnight or whatever time in the morning, to when he's finishing his last meeting. Okay, now you can see how hard he works. plain and clear, and he loves that. And he talked about the fact that, man, imagine if we got to see like a LeBron James from 13 years old, from 10 years old, documented all the way up in today, like nearly every day of the grind, of the work.
I think documenting your journey on, again, Medium, your own personal blog, YouTube, SoundCloud, Anchor, on and on and on, Snapchat, on and on, of you going through this journey. I mean, it would be really cool to have content right now about when Vera Wang started learning, like literally learning how to create a dress, right? Too many people either do what you think, which is first I have to become it, and then I can talk about it, and I'll wait 2, 3, 4, 5 years. I think what you need to do today, is find the way you want to communicate to the world, and here's the punchline: tell the world the truth.
To see that process would be absolutely incredible. I don't think we have that from a celebrity superstar athlete from that young age. So with that being said, I think him showing himself work so hard is inspiring. And you just read the comments of it, you see it, you see the responses, you see how he talks about it. I don't think it implies weakness, I think it implies strength. And I'm not sure exactly where Rob is trying to come with this, but I just think it's the opposite. I get the cat's paw thing, I get how don't always dive into the fire, maybe get someone else to dive into the fire for you, but you're gonna see it. I work fucking hard to get where I am and to be able to do everything I do and to be the person I am today. You guys don't see anything. If guys aren't on my social media, which is only a small portion, but if you guys don't even see that, you guys don't really see much at all. If you just see these videos, you don't see everything behind it. But I tell you, I work fucking hard as shit to get everything I've gotten, do everything I've done from 15 to all the way up to what I'm doing now. And I have no hesitation in saying that. I don't think it implies weakness. Reversal. The cat's paw and scapegoat must be used with extreme caution and delicacy. They are like screens that hide your own involvement in dirty work from the public. If at any moment the screen is lifted and you are seen as the manipulator, the puppet master, the whole dynamic turns around, your hand will be seen everywhere and you will be blamed for misfortunes you may have had nothing to do with. If you have to use a cat's paw or a scapegoat in an action of great consequence, be very careful. Too much can go wrong. It is often wise to use such dupes in more innocent endeavors where mistakes or miscalculations will cause no serious harm. Finally, there are moments when it is advantageous to not disguise your involvement or responsibility, but rather take the blame yourself for some mistakes. It is the ploy of the king who makes a show of his own sacrifices for the good of the people, and that is what I was trying to get at before. Law 26. Keep your hands clean.